Hello, this is Naomi with Sword and Steel, and today I'm excited to open up this SPQR starter set, A Clash of Heroes by Warlord Games. Warlord Games gave this to us so that we could open it up and try it out and show everyone what it's all about. As you can see, SPQR is a game set in the time frame of Caesar and his Roman legionaries. So I'm super excited about this. Let's see what it says. Take command of your warband and lead it to glory and legend. With a lightning fast and easy to play system, SPQR allows you to build a complete warband capable of scouting out enemy armies, clashing across borders, and conducting raids on farms and villages. Wow, that is a sizable rulebook. But it'll also have the campaigns in there, so cool. Ooh. Packed for you by Marilla. Thank you, Marilla. A rules reference right in the box. Well, that's neat. Shield patterns. All right, let's look at those in a moment. Yeah, we've got little shield designs. Celtic shield decals. And Caesarean Roman waterslide shield transfers. Nice. Ooh, they're itty bitty dice. Aren't they so cute? They're easy to read too. We've got, that's 12 dice. Shields and heads for starter. Okay, this feels like a pretty strong plastic, a little bit rubbery. And the shields. Nice little wooden backs. Some more shields. So, a bunch of shields. Some heads. Ah, looks like we have both Roman heads and... Wait, no. These don't look like Romans. Who are they? It says Gaelics. So, is that the Gauls? Well, I'm gonna have to read. More heads. Well, the helmets don't look Roman. Some don't have helmets. And some have heads. Archers. 12 archers. Packed by Kieran. Thank you, Kieran. And V. Alright, let's have a look. Alright, not Roman. Nice cloak. Just over an inch tall. Wow, he looks very familiar. So we got two of the same ones. He's looking younger. Those are very nice fabrics. Look at that guy. They've got stuff. Each one seems to have something sticking out of their head. Just a little bit of flock that you have to get rid of, I guess. Look at this guy. This is the one who just realized. Oh wait, no. Okay, he's looking. He's looking. But for a moment it's like, oh no, I wasn't supposed to shoot him. Friendly fire. That's my impression of him. Here's another one of that one. Just a little bit of flocking. Oh, this guy is missing his shirt. Oh, we've got shocked guy number 2. Same one. He's intent. He's not gonna miss. He's got funny hair. Looks nice to me. So we have 2 of each kind of archer. Ah, heroes. I wonder if they're the ones missing their head. 2 of them. Okay. Nice cloak. Ah, some sort of chieftain. So, are these Romans facing the Gauls, I wonder? Ah, we have different plastic now. Less rubbery. These are nice. Ooh, look at all those heads. I like the one with the braids. So tiny, but with so much detail. Ah, we've got, so this sprue looks like it's the same as that one. 2 of the same sprue. You are getting a lot of stuff in this starter set. Look how many guys. This one looks like it's a 3rd of the same sprue as the second one, except for they've got, this little section is different. So let's have a look at this little section. On sprue number 3. Well, I mean, you need beheaded heads. Is that a boar? Cool. Ah, and it looks like a 4th sprue. Same, yep. Same as number 3. So 1, 2 are the same, and 3, 4 are the same. Ah, I see these. These are Romans. I know they're going to be holding shields, but right now they look like they're all doing a dance. Does that Roman have a cat's, a lion's thing on him? Oh, is that our centurion? So, oh, and it looks like, yes. Yes. So we've got number 5 and 6 are the same. And then this one looks like it's the same as number 5 and 6, except for we've got different weapons and some little backpacks that we could add. Ooh, slings. And yep, here we have the same up top here as the other ones we just looked through, except for these ones have javelins. Sorry, pilums. Ah, and the bases. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 5, 25, 50, 75. There are 75 minis in here. Is that so? 75 minis? Let's see. It says 8 Romans with the Gladius, 8 Romans with Pilum, 1 Roman 40, plastic Gaul warriors. Ah, it was Gaul, yes. 12 Gaul tribesmen, 1 Gaul chieftain, 5 Huron unit cards, water slide shield design sheets for Romans and Gauls, 12 6-sided dice, 8, 16, 17, 57, 58, 70. Yep, exactly 70 guys. Oh. But you get 75. 5 extra bases for funsies. Okay. Well, I don't know whether we should read these first without knowing. Maybe it'll be self-explanatory. Let's have a look. A hero, 50 denarii. Points costs, I guess. Neat. So we've got the Caesar's Legion hero and the infantry hero. Or sorry, the Gaul hero. 45 denarii. Each legionnaire with sword is 24 denarii. And each Gaul tribesman is 7 denarii. And each Gaul warrior is 9 denarii. Cool. So it is a starter set, and it definitely looks like this must be the main rulebook. So let's see how one plays SPQR. Let's see. Introduction, models, the game, turn, move actions, shoot actions, melee actions, special actions, trouble in Gaul, advanced rules, the phalanx, equipment, heroes and minions, campaigns, scenarios, talents, creating warband. Ooh, all the different warbands you could create. Well, let's have a look. You may always pre-measure distances in SPQR. Okay? Needed for player. In addition to this rulebook, you will also need several other items to begin playing this game. 2 or more players are playing surface, a selection of SPQR, a tape measure, or rules of a minimum 12 inches in length. Several 6-sided dice, at least 2 will be needed, some scrap paper to jot down notes as you play. Interesting. So a tape measure goes by inches. Cool. Well, I guess it could. Yes, it must go by inches. It says 12 inches in length. As you play more games, the models will get more experiences. Rerolls, preparing to play, rolling dice. This looks pretty standard for a game. Bases and measuring, units. Models with the hero type generally act on their own as single units, striding across the battlefield and performing great feats that will guarantee their place in legend. Cute. Minions, on the other hand, band together for mutual protection and to give them a chance against enemy heroes. Okay, so a unit, very regular facing. Front facing, side facing, rear facing. Is that... The majority of units are fast moving and agile. In most cases, you do not need to worry about which way a model is pointing when you move it. Some units have special rules that require you to know where they are facing. Some weapons, for example, may only be permitted to attack into one facing. Okay. Characteristics. Every unit in SPQR is defined by a set of characteristics showing you how well it throws. Huh. Did I don't think I looked on the back of these cards. Ah. I did not. Alright. Let's go back to options. Oh, nice. Okay, I definitely like the fact that it has all in one thing. 6 movement, +1, +2, 2D, +2, +2, +0, 2 wounds. Well, I guess we're gonna have to figure out what that means. It's kind of, I don't know, it feels like it's kind of giving me a Dungeons and Dragons vibe. We'll see. Looks about the same. So this is the Gaul hero. He has a better agility, but otherwise is the same. Ooh, the Republic produced some great heroes in its time, though it also produced fools. Every time the hero receives a bonus characteristic from going up a level, roll a dice. On a 1, he increases no characteristic at all. On a 5 or 6, however, he may increase 2 characteristics by +1. I wonder if this going up a level is a regular thing in combat or only for a campaign. I wonder. Maybe went 5, and the other guys had movement 6. They can move faster for some reason. Ooh, shield wall. The legions of Rome were taught to fight as a unit, protecting the man next to them as much as themselves. If all of the models in a legionnaire's unit are in base contact with one another, and the unit numbers at least 10 models, they gain a bonus parry. Cool. Guess we are going to find out what parry is. Testudo. By raising their shields over their heads, the rear ranks of a legionary unit were able to create a defense almost impenetrable to arrows. See SPQR rule on how to form a testudo. Cute. Tribesmen. Hit and run. Tribesmen may use the hit and run rules detailed in the SPQR book. Okay. Strength in numbers. A unit of tribesmen gains courage from its numbers. If the unit has 10 or more models, it gains +1 to bravery checks. If it numbers 20 or more models, it gains a +2 to bravery checks. Cool. And warriors. Strength in numbers is the same as what we just read. Skyclad. Some warriors choose to go into the battlefield naked, trusting to their faith for protection and taking advantage of the unnerving sight this caused. If a unit of warriors does not take any armor other than a large shield and their miniatures wear no clothing, you know, I just looked through them. I didn't see anyone that weren't wearing any clothing. They should totally have had miniatures that weren't wearing clothing. I guess they decided that was not a good idea. But that would have been cool. They gain a +1 bonus to melee checks. If they had done it with no clothing, would I have had to put like a rating? Not PG on my film? Surprise! Anyway, wild charge. The initial charge of warriors is wild, chaotic, and crazy enough to break all but the most disciplined of enemies. A unit of warriors that charges gains a bonus melee dice for each model in the unit, regardless of whether they get into contact with an enemy model. A bonus melee dice. Cool. So, denarii, as we expected, is the base cost of the unit. Move. Maximum, yep, well that's how accurate a unit is when shooting an arrow or throwing a javelin. How skillful the unit, yes. Melee dice is how many dice the unit rolls when engaged in close combat. 2 dice. Oh, so yes, nice. How competent the unit is when negotiating obstacles or performing actions not directly related to combat. That's cool. How mentally tough the unit is. Armor. This score, well, we probably know exactly what armor does. Wounds, particularly hardy wounds, yeah. That's pretty clear. What that would mean is just its hit points. Types of unit, I don't think we need to go over that. The game fit turn. During a turn, one player will move and fight with all of his units. This is called his player's phase. When he has finished, his opponent takes over and runs through his unit in his own player's phase. The 2 player phases together make one complete turn in the game. Yes. Who has the first player is chosen through the dice of fate. Right. Initiative. At the start of every turn, both players will roll 1 dice, re-rolling any ties. The player with the highest score then decides whether they will take the first player phase of that turn or whether they will force their opponent to do so. Rolling the dice of fate at the start of each turn is a big portion of the tactics you must employ in SPQR. You not only have to plan for it, you can also predict it. This is a very important thing to remember if you are to crush your opponents or your enemies and see them driven before you. Remember, it is not a roll to see who goes first in a turn. It is a roll to see who chooses who goes first. That is a big difference. So it goes on to talk about why it might not be the most useful thing to go first all the time. Well, that's interesting. Actions. Let's have a look. When a single unit is selected by you in a turn, it must perform 2 actions before you can move on to another action. Or unit. These 2 actions must be performed at this time, and you are not allowed to hold an action in reserve to be used later in the same turn. Good to know. Move, shoot, melee, special. Well, I think we can know what move, shoot, melee are. Special allows the unit to prepare itself to do something unusual, like load a complicated weapon, sabotage an objective, or use a special talent. Cool. Compulsory movement. Sometimes a unit will be forced to move, regardless of what its player wants to do. A talent may force a unit to flee, for example. Interesting. Alright, so terrain plays into this game. Clear terrain, difficult terrain, impassable terrain, and cover. And it says terrain is, you will quickly find that the more terrain you use, the better the game, as your units will have a chance to leap behind walls and dodge behind buildings in an effort to avoid incoming missiles. Climbing and jumping, cool. Rules for climbing and jumping, nice. Line of sight factors in. Range. A model in a unit must be able to see its target, or at least part of it, in order to be able to shoot at it. This means you have to bend down to the table's height for a unit's eye view. So long as you can at least see part of the target's body, flags and banners do not count, then the unit has line of sight, and you can check the range. Cool. Range. Special rules. Some weapons have special rules that make them exceptionally powerful or weak. A full description of all weapon special rules can be found on page 19. Making a ranged attack. Cover. Light cover and heavy cover. Armor. Melee actions, fighting in melee. Multiple units in close combat, fleeing close combat, special actions like hiding. Cool. Trouble in Gaul. It says, you have now read everything you need to play SPQR. There are other rules for you to consider beyond this point, and you have the exciting world of campaigns to delve into with many different war games. But you now know all the basic rules of the game. Okay, well that's not so bad. You only had 14 pages to know all the essential rules of the game. Time to put them to practice. Trouble in Gaul is a short introductory scenario that will allow you to get to grips with everything you have read so far. Well, that's nice. So you have a sample one, and you make a little warband. The Roman warband is made up of 1 unit of legionaries. This there is one unit of 5 legionaries, and then you've got a Gaelic warband, which is there are 2 units of 10 tribesmen each, so 5 versus 20. And this little thing gives you an example setup and where you're going to be deployed. Nice. Just to give you an idea of how to play. Challenges. When heroes meet on the battlefield, there can be a titanic clash of arms, and lesser soldiers are advised to keep clear. Some heroes deliberately go looking for enemy leaders, calling them out to face them in single combat. Any hero involved in close combat may issue a challenge as part of his own melee action. This may be answered by any one hero of the opposing player's choice who is also involved in the same close combat. However, if one or more heroes are present and none answer the challenge, all are placed towards the rear of the unit and may not take part in the close combat at all until they are the only models left, or they issue their own challenge as part of their melee actions later on. They are, of course, free to flee from close combat by taking their move action as normal. If the challenge is accepted, place the 2 heroes in contact with one another. They fight independently of any other models involved in the close combat. They cannot be harmed by any other models and cannot make attacks against any model except the hero they are facing. That is so cute. Oh, I like that. So cinematic. The challenge will go on until one hero has been defeated by the other. Charging. Falling. Oh. 4 inches or less. Nodes. 4 to 6 inches. 1. 6 to 10. 2. 10 to 15. 4. 15 or more. All wounds lost. Well, that looks like we're going to have to set up some tall terrain just so there's a chance for someone to fall down. That sounds fun. Hit and run units. Okay. Oh right, the hit and run units are, some of the Gauls had that. Knockdowns, leading units, stunning, short, slow, smasher, two-handed. Oh, the different kind of weapon rules. Cool. Will to fight. Even the most battle-hardened warriors know that it is sometimes better to run away than fight to the bitter end. This is represented by the bravery characteristic. Okay. The phalanx. Oh, is this history? Using a phalanx. And it goes into equipment, close combat weapons, armor, and the bonuses it gets. Animal skin give you +1 to armor. And oh, it even has -1s and -2s for if you're using armor, but you get +3 to your armor, but -1 to movement. Ah, this starter, it's so strange. It reminds me of Dungeons and Dragons and Warhammer all at the same time. I guess it's its own thing. I don't know whether I should be comparing it or not. I definitely like that hero standoff. That is awesome. Characteristics. Talents, experience, creating a hero. Unless otherwise stated, every model in your warband listed as a hero starts at level 1. You immediately add +1 to any of the 2 of the following characteristics, or +2 to just 1. You then give each hero 2 talents. The heroes in your warband will gain valuable experience as they fight and survive from game to game. Okay, so XP would be more for campaigns. And level 1, I guess most people would have 2 talents. And then experience to increase your hero. There's some campaigns. Scenarios. Ooh, caravans. And talents. A bunch of talents. Athens. Nice. So it tells you the background of Athens at the time. can really get into your really know your characters. Athens with heroes, cavalrymen, hoplites, peltists. Athens. Oh, and a scenario for Athens, it looks like. A couple scenarios for Athens, neat. Britain. What it's all about. And its models. Druid, cool. A chariot. Hunting dogs, warriors, tribesmen. Couple scenarios. Oh. Caesar's Legion. Julius Caesar. You could play Julius Caesar. Pompey, Marcus Crassus, Mark Antony, Lucius Vorenus, and Titus. Well, of course I want to play those guys. Cute. Vorenus and Pulo. That's awesome. You have to play them together. Who do we have? On the other hand, maybe I'll play the Gauls. Gaul. Hero, druid, warrior. Do horsemen, tradesmen, war dogs. Lucturius. Vercingetorix. Druidic circle. Germania. Iberia. Imperial Rome. So you could be hero, legionary. So Imperial Rome is separate from Caesar's legions. Auxiliary, auxiliary archer, auxiliary cavalryman, Scorpio team, Germanicus, Tiberius, cool. Macedonia, Persia, War Elephant, cool. Darius, King of Kings, Sparta, cool. Maybe I'll be Spartans. That sounds fun. They must be pretty awesome. Hero, Hoplite. Hoplites, Helo, Aristodemus, Leonidas, or Leonidas. What does he do in comparison to the hero that we just read? 7 inches, 2 plus, +4, 5 dice, 3 plus, 4 plus, 2 plus 7. How much does he cost? Well, he does cost 270 denarii. This is Sparta, of course. Will automatically pass all will to fight checks. This is where we stand. He will not retreat from his current position. This is where they die. Oh gosh. Thebes. Mercenaries. Cretan archer. I guess Greek hoplite. Parthian horse archer. Cavalryman. And another rules reference. Well, that's a lot to take in. I like that the rules are really just in the first 14 pages, so pretty straightforward. But then you get so much to play with. And it's nice that they have all of these stats for all of these guys. Right here to use. All in one book. So, I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. I am excited to test these guys out. Well, I really enjoyed that. I'm excited to try it out. Look, it says on the box, expand your SPQR warband or start a new one with our comprehensive range of highly detailed SPQR figures. And you can check them out on warlordgames.com. So it looks like they must be already Oh my gosh, you can't. So they didn't do it in the starter set, but you can have naked Gaul warriors. I think I want my video to still be PG, so I'm not going to show you it, but I'll let you know you can have naked Gauls in your team. Yep. The rules look really straightforward. I enjoy that aspect of hero versus hero in a one-on-one battle. That is so nice. That really puts a twist in things on how you're going to play. But anytime your opponent, if you get into melee combat with him, can challenge you to a duel, you have to accept or you have to go to the back of the line. Well, that will change things up. So that's really neat idea. I'm glad that they did that. But otherwise, it looks like a pretty straightforward game, and the rules are all right there in the front of the book, and also you've got 2 different references. I guess, well, the rules are still fresh in my mind. Yeah, it's so on this, even on this reference, it has what all of the different armor does, because each one of them has a different armor and movement modifier, and it has what each of the different weapon special rules are, and it has the range on for your melee weapons, long range, even has falling on the back here, what cover does, the checks, weapon special rules. So it doesn't say what how to proceed in a round, but I think that's pretty straightforward because it reminds me, it just says that when a single unit is selected by you in a turn, you have 2 actions, and you do move, shoot, melee, and special. And if I recall correctly, you just, you move and fight all the units, and then your opponent moves and fight all the units. So it's all really turn-based. If you just need to run across the board, you might as well let your opponent run across the board and then run in when you're close enough to actually do your attacks. Very interesting. As always, like and subscribe and hit that bell notification if you'd like to see more of our videos. Thanks for watching. Bye!